Hello, hello, and welcome, or should I say ho, 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 Christmas cousins. I'm Cousin Chad, and right about now, you would often be hearing Cousin Seth say, and I'm Cousin Seth. However, he's a little late to the party, but we don't know exactly where he is, and that's part of the fun of dealing with an eccentric genius like Seth. Sometimes he's here, sometimes he's not. We have no idea, but we will find out. If he does not come on shortly, we will be calling him live on air, which is going to be really exciting. And if he doesn't pick up, we will be calling his mother, Aunt Mare, live on air. Yeah, so we're going to get to the bottom of this. If we need to call the FBI and find him, we will as well. But fear not, I am not alone. As you know, the Christmas Cousins podcast is all about the journey. Me, I love Christmas. I love the seasons, and I love taking my cousin Seth through the seasons when he shows up or when he doesn't. And often when he does, we have guests, fan favorites with us. We have the very famous, the very monetized YouTube sensation, everybody. Joe, the Christmas aficionado. Welcome back, Joe.
Wow. Hello. Wow, although I don't know how much more longer I'm going to be monetized if someone watches that stream from last night.
Well, don't bring anyone's attention to it with our 47 million listeners. With Joe, and in his general vicinity, only maybe 20 minutes away. So we're very popular in the Pittsburgh area tonight. We have the king of all superfans himself, the inimitable Christmas cousin Lee, everybody.
Nice.
Wow, the crowd's
How are you?
Crazy. Lee, you've become a crowd favorite. They're going crazy for you. The bagpiper's playing your favorite tune.
Oh, my favorite.
Viola Lee Blues on bagpipe, if I'm correct.
Don't tease me.
That'd be a beautiful rendition. We love a good deep dead cut here on the Christmas Cousins podcast, don't we, Joe?
Yes, we do. We love deep cuts.
We do. So what we're doing tonight, speaking of deep cuts, Joe, this was your idea. Maybe not your best idea. Maybe it was your best idea. We'll find out. You said, we've got to do an old Hallmark fall movie. And I know you judged this book by its cover. You chose this movie based on the title. You chose the 2010 Hallmark movie, Growing the Big One, which is probably their most salacious headline, their most salacious title yet, which is a 2010 movie. It's starring Shannon Doherty of 90210 fame. She inherits her grandfather's farm, and more importantly, more valuable than the farm was the pumpkin seeds. Figure that. So she has to pay off her grandfather's debts because the guy leaves her with a ton of debt. She enters the local pumpkin growing contest. So she has to figure out, how do I grow the world's biggest pumpkin? Does she develop a relationship with her new neighbor, Seth Colin? I thought it was Seth Cohen, but it's Seth Colin. But I love a hunk being named Seth. And in the film we're talking about, it explores family, tradition, personal growth. Was it a win? Was it as boring as watching an actual pumpkin grow? We're going to get into all of that. So guys, let's start it off right away, right off the bat. Let's go with what were your, Joe, overall thoughts? You're the one who chose his first impression of the movie. Did it set up feel cozy and fall, and your expectations going in? Your thoughts?
So I watched this movie when it premiered in 2010.
You did?
I was,
wow.
Yes, I started my Hallmark journey around 2008, and I didn't watch all movies, but I happened to be flipping through the channels, and there was a Hallmark movie on, so I watched it. And I saw a preview. They said, coming Saturday, Shannon Doherty in Growing the Big One. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't care what that movie's about. The title of it is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. So right. I need to watch this. Now, I have a story for you. I got two stories for you.
Okay.
So that relates to this film. One, I grow pumpkins. And I don't know if you guys, yes, I don't know.
I knew you had a
that.
front deck and a gigantic backyard. We've seen your pictures of your estate. Okay, I did not know you grew pumpkins. Did you know this, Lee? I didn't even know they grew in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think we.
Are they steel?
We had talked about this when he. Joe
has to take that music down.
Yeah.
Is it too loud? Okay,
it's too loud.
Gotcha.
Joe has quite a display for the holidays, and I believe we had discussed that at one point about the pumpkins, or as we say here, pumpkins.
Pumpkins. Okay.
Pumpkins.
Okay.
So let me show you guys something.
Uh-oh.
Whoa, what's he doing?
The big one.
Is it going to be? Whoa, he grew the big one, everybody.
I grew a big one.
Mm.
This is it's a 40-pounder. It is very heavy.
Wow.
It is not 1,800 pounds like
1808 or something was when it. Wow, Lee, did you see the ease with which Joe lifted that 40-pound pumpkin like it was nothing? That's impressive.
He didn't need that second hand. He did that to make us feel better.
Exactly. Wow, deadlifting, Joe. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So let's get into your powerlifting background, Lee. I know you've done that. Joe, were you a pumpkin powerlifter over there in PA?
I'm just a pumpkin grower.
Okay.
And yes, but
you grew that in your own backyard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When did you plant it?
I planted it in May, late May.
And when did you harvest it?
2 days ago.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So how many do you grow? Is it like a whole backyard garden or do you just do one?
No, I unfortunately, I only had 3 pumpkins this year. That's the biggest one. So that's why I grabbed it.
Okay.
But one year I had probably around 35 pumpkins.
Really?
And yeah. It just depends. The problem is that the weather really affects them. So like last year, all my plants died because we had like no rain. So it was just, as much as I watered them and stuff, this year was kind of the same. We got tons of rain and then it just kind of dried out. So all my plants started dying very easily.
So last year, generally, if you have no rain, you grow blind melons. But this year with rain, you grew pumpkins. Interesting.
Yes.
Wow. See, I don't know a lot about gardening.
So I was into growing pumpkins the year that this thing came out. So this movie really was just like, oh, I love this because it's all about pumpkin growing. Yes.
Wow. So how do you vividly remember this coming on like 15 years ago? This would seem to me like a kind of a non-event.
Well, I bought the DVD.
What?
So my second story is I have.
Just let the crowd. Hey, give us a second to digest that, Lee.
Yes.
What did you think about that? He has the physical media growing the big one. They sold one copy, and he has it.
The deepest of cuts.
Yes, it is.
Now, I have a story about the DVD. So the reason why I bought the DVD is because in 2000, I'm going to say 14.
Okay.
Shannon Doherty came to Pittsburgh for the Steel City Con. And I went there. And if you see, she signed it.
Oh, wow.
Joe, call me next year.
Lee is reading what she wrote.
So, yeah, it's so here's the fun story about this. I go up to her and I'm like, hi, Shannon. I said, I got a DVD I want you to sign. I don't know if anyone's ever asked you to sign this. Mm-hmm. And she goes, oh, and I handed it to her and she goes, oh my God, that's what they called the movie.
She had told me this once, I think.
Yes, yeah. She had no idea that they called the movie Growing the Big One.
What do you think they're going to call 9021 Grow? I mean, don't you find out what it is? Thank you, everybody.
I don't remember what she told me what the movie was called, but it was a very generic title.
Okay.
She obviously never watched it. She obviously did this for a paycheck.
Right.
And when I showed it to her, she's like, do you mind if I take a picture of this? And I'm like, no. And she took a picture of it and said, I'm going to send this to my friends. I cannot believe I'm in a movie called Growing the Big One.
That is really funny. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I wish I had a picture with her, but this is when she was going through her first cancer treatment. So she wasn't doing selfies and stuff. Right. But yeah, I mean, it was a fun conversation. She asked me why I like this movie. And I told her, I said, well, I liked pumpkins and I thought this was a fun movie. And I thought this would be a good thing for you to sign. I liked 90210 when I was a kid, but, I didn't have anything, I wanted to have her sign. So I thought, well, if I own the DVD, I'll have her sign sign it. So I don't know how many times she's ever signed it. This might be the only DVD copy that has an official Shannon Doherty signature on it. But yeah, so that's my story. Yeah. So I love this. I love this movie when it came out, and I still watch it, every few years. So.
Oh my gosh, Lee, my mind's kind of blown on that one.
It's on left field. That was like the hippie having the soundboard from the first Dead show, and he's like, "What's this thing I got?" You're exactly. Like, that's number one.
Jerry, I have your broken string from Woodstock. Can you sign it? That's crazy, Joe. That is fascinating. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you do have her signature on it. You've got quite a
Yes.
collection of things. One day we just need to go your own deep cuts, your whole collection, maybe like February when there's not much going on. We're just going to go piece by piece, itemize it, do it for the Smithsonian, so
Okay.
we can catalog it. That'll be a lot of fun.
The
So,
Sethstonian.
yes.
Yeah, I have no idea what this is really worth. Probably not very much, but
Depends.
the story is what's worth the money.
Well, with something like that, Joe, one man's trash is another man's trash, and we know that. So I don't know that it's worth much, but hey, well, let's. So you're going into this with a lot of preconceived notions, Lee. You also text about a certain preconceived notion. Were you not a big fan of the actors in this movie in general?
So a little background. So my very first job when I was 12 years old, there was a farm down the road, and it was kind of one of those fall farms where they have haunted maze and a haunted house and hay rides and all that. And I always thought it was a cool place. So I'm 12 years old. The only place you can get a job is on the farm. I go down there, I get hired, and he said, he goes, come Tuesday after school and you can work the pumpkin fields. And I'm like, this is great. Learn all about pumpkins. So I show up, I walk up. He goes, hey, the truck just got here. We'll take you out to the field. And I'm like, the truck just got here. So it turns out in Western Pennsylvania, and I'm sure many other places, they generally don't grow their own pumpkins.
Right.
And they bring these things in on trucks and they unload them. And a bunch of 12 to 17-year-olds take these things off trucks, throw them in the fields. And, now my childhood's crushed.
Right.
I was a little bitter going into this one. And at the time was not a huge fan of some of the actors in here, probably because they did such a good job on childhood shows like 90210.
Right.
And I kind of viewed them as villains.
Wow. Okay. I see. And meanwhile, so you have a different perspective. You see it as a farce, these pumpkin patches. Meanwhile, Joe, who's Pennsylvania's preeminent pumpkin patch farmer, is looking at it a totally different way. Now, I've got nothing for or against pumpkins. I buy them, side of the road stand. I didn't even know they came from the ground. I know nothing about them. So
pumpkins aren't real.
Yes, that's what I've seen. Bumper stickers all over. Pumpkins aren't real. It's a whole movement going on. But so let's get into it. So Joe, you had a whole history with this. No wonder why you wanted us to do it. So what were not your first impressions? Those would be 15 years ago. When did you rewatch it for this, or are you going by memory?
No, I rewatched it. In fact, I put it on. I watched it yesterday just because I haven't seen it. I haven't probably watched it in about 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
So I guess the question is, how much do I like it and stuff, and what I get out of it, right?
Yes.
So what you're getting at?
Well, I want to know, when you rewatched it, your expectations, did it hold up to it? And does it feel cozy and fall-y too? Because that's why I watch these fall movies. I want cozy and fall feels.
So it's not cozy and fall. I have to say that. Okay. It's not like you sit there and watch it and go, oh, I can't wait to sit back and look at the leaves changing and stuff, because it takes place from like early summer all the way through, I guess, October. Right. So a lot of the movie takes place in the summer. It's more of a summer movie than anything else. But I love the pumpkin part of it. I thought that was great. I love that. I want to live in a town that embraces pumpkins as much as they do. Right.
Like everything stops when it's pumpkin season time. Okay. Right. Okay. Lee, what were your thoughts? Was it fall-y enough? You've never seen this before, I'm assuming. What were your expectations?
I had probably negative expectations on it.
Okay.
And it was interesting because, when we do this, I'll usually sit down and watch them. There we go.
Lee, not to interrupt you, but Joe just pulled up a picture with his just an amazingly large pumpkin. And what year is this, Joe? This looks like a bumper crop.
This was the biggest year I had. This is when I had like 35 pumpkins, and they're not all in the picture.
1957.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, like, look at all these are just the variety that I grew, and then the one that's on my lap, that was like a 60-pound pumpkin. So
yeah, you look like you're pinned on the step there. For those of you who aren't watching, look on YouTube. It looks like Joe has either a giant pumpkin or a terrible tumor growing on him, a 60-something pound tumor, but he's looking resplendent with that Scully style cab driver hat, of course, always styling. What shoes are those in that picture, Joe? It's hard to tell, but they're very nice.
They're probably Skechers.
Skechers. Look at this guy, huh? Everybody, Skechers.
But also look at the Little Pumpkin. That's the year that I won an award at the county fair.
Really?
And so I won a ribbon
for a Little Pumpkin.
That tiny little pumpkin. Because if it was such a perfectly round pumpkin, I turned it in and it won. So
I see the blue ribbon. Wow.
Yeah.
And that mum, that's not a cheap mum, Lee. Look at that thing. That's perfect right there. And a clay pot, red clay, Tokonami clay, probably.
Now, Joe, this is an old iteration of the porch, I believe, right?
Yeah, this is before my house got sided and everything. So this is what it used to look like. So
he's since done a full renovation, Lee. Full renovation. Oh my! Wow.
That pumpkin money.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Okay, so that's interesting. I know. So Lee, sorry, Joe had to interrupt, make it all about Joe once again.
I know. Sorry.
You know, he's learning that from Seth. Lee.
So usually when we do this, I'll sit down, I'll watch the movie, take some notes, think about it. With this one, I was like, you know what? I'll just kind of throw it on while I was doing stuff. Our living room and kitchen are kind of both right there. And this one, I put it on, and it actually kind of pulled me in a little bit. And after probably 10 or 15 minutes, I actually just sat down and watched it. And to my surprise, now there's a fair amount of cheese in here, and it is what it is. But I was pleasantly surprised with this one. And while it's not one I would make plans to watch with the family on a Saturday night, if it ever came on again, I'd probably sit and watch it.
Wow, a rousing endorsement. So when you watched it, were you just watching it? Did you have any fall treats? Because sometimes that elevates the experience as well.
No, I had a vacuum and some dust cloths.
Wow, not folly at all unless you're making cobwebs. So
exactly.
For me, I'm with you, Lee. I had probably negative expectations. I'd never heard of it. I don't watch a ton of the fall ones, although I've begun to like them more. But I started watching actually with my wife. She agreed to watch it, and I was like, you know what? Shannon Doherty's a good actor. You forget because I haven't seen her in years. She's a legit good actor. And I got kind of sucked in too. And I ended up 10, 15 minutes in, like actually happy that I was watching it. I was bummed when I realized it wasn't. I was like, if this is supposed to be fall, these blooming flowers are throwing me off. This is terrible. Yeah. But then I realized they're going through the season. So they start like when you would plant pumpkins, kind of. That's why I asked Joe when he plants them. And then it goes through because once that last third hits and it's like all fall-y, I was feeling it. I was getting fall feel. So I ended up also interested, and I didn't watch it all at once. My wife bailed towards the end. I'm like, don't you want to see if she grows the big one? But she didn't care. So that's where I was too. So let's talk about some favorite scenes, characters, or moments. Joe, how many times have you actually seen this movie?
God, I would embarrass myself here. 8 to 10 times, maybe.
Breaking news. Joe has spent about, 20 hours, almost a full day of his life watching Growing the Big One, everybody. That is dedication right there. Okay. Wow.
Yeah,
do you think you've seen it more than anyone?
No, I've watched other movies a lot more.
But have you seen this more than anyone, do you think? We should post on Reddit to see if anyone has seen this more than you. Like try to
probably
Joe
not.
Is half the views.
Exactly.
No, I mean they used to run it all the time in the early teens,
right.
2010s and stuff. Okay. So I would just watch it whenever it would come on. It's not like I threw the DVD in to watch it, but they haven't shown it in probably 5 or 6 years from what I can see. Yeah.
It's pretty good compared to a lot of these other ones. I'm surprised they don't. So did you have a favorite scene, character, or moment?
Oh, well, I love the discussion of pumpkins growing. I love the scene where they're trying to figure out how to feed them with the manure machine that they put together. I kind of liked the women who embraced Shannon Doherty, like as new friends. She's a stranger in this town, although everyone seems to know who she is, but they don't. Right. I love that whole thing. It's like she gained all these friends, and they taught her how to do things and sing Yankee Doodle Dandy. So,
well, let's get into this, Joe. Yeah. Lee, this is very interesting to me that Joe pointed it out. I was wondering if this is what he would go for. Joe moved a fair amount as a youngster. And so when he would move to a new town, he was hoping to find a gaggle of friends to embrace him, even as he would come to each town, he would be pretty well known. He was the son of a prominent figure in each community, but was he embraced or not? And I think, Joe, that might have rang true to you. Am I correct here?
I'll just say yes, because I don't know. I really don't know, but
we should explore that more.
Exactly.
The pumpkins were the only consistency in his youth.
That's right. Exactly. That's why he goes down to this day.
I really did love, that he was trying to buy the seeds from her, because that's reality. Is if you have a big pumpkin, you gather the seeds. Those seeds remember the size of that pumpkin, and that allows you to grow. That they'll grow into bigger pumpkins, based on that. So there is some legitimacy to that. So I have a pack of seeds that I grew from big pumpkins that I had that I use every year. So
okay, and you still reuse them.
Mm-hmm.
So the lineage. They did at one point say you track the lineage and keep note of it. People actually do that then with the pumpkins.
I just put them in an envelope and wrote, this is the 60-pound one from 2013. So
gotcha. The vintage. I get that was the vintage. So Lee, what about you? Did you have any favorite scenes, characters, or moments? And did it have some emotional underpinnings like it did to your youth, like it did for Joe? It was cathartic.
Well, I mean, I love kind of the farm life, and at some point we'll get back there. So I love these kind of movies.
Right. Okay.
Without a doubt.
So you felt at home as well. They're back on the farm. Yeah,
absolutely. And the two favorite parts, I think the one is cheesy, the other one was funny. Where he was trying to buy the pumpkin seeds, and I forget what he offered her, but he's like, $80, $100, and it was just this. He just wanted these so much, but then it's like, well, I mean, I guess $100 is a lot for a pumpkin seed, but it just seemed like he thought he was talking absolutely bonkers, and he's like, $100, whatever it takes.
Right.
And then she had a great line at the end where she goes, I'm choosing the big pumpkin over the big apple.
Yeah.
And she decided to stay. And I just that made me chuckle in a good way.
Mm-hmm. Right. That was a good line. And she nailed it. She delivered. That was the big line of the movie for sure. For me, my favorite was I liked that the hunk's name was Seth. Right away, I'm like, I can't believe the Hallmark hunk is Seth. This is so cool. And I was also wondering if my beloved cousin was going to watch it. And he did. And I was going to call him on air, but he legit didn't know we started early. So we'll be recording something fun with him coming up very soon. So I need him to relax and come fresh anyway. So this is okay.
It's time for him to join. He said 6:30. So
all right. You want me to call? Let's call.
Yeah, no, we have a question for Seth that he has to answer.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. I'm calling him. Live on air. We'll see if he answers. Here we go. This is going to be great. Okay, you can hear it ringing. Should I give out his number so anyone who wants to call as well? Can you hear it ringing?
Yep.
This is fun. Okay. Let's see, he's not going to answer. He knows we're on air. Here we go. He's got an old-timey phone. He's not answering. Well, I'll just try FaceTime then. That'll work. All right, no answer. We'll try again shortly. Okay. So we have a specific question. I'd say we have a question for you. Call us live. Okay, great. This is getting exciting. Okay, very exciting. You have a question. I don't know what the question is, but we'll see.
Oh, okay. It's like 30 seconds of Seth question that we have for him.
Oh, I wonder if we'll be able to hear him through the speaker. But he is taking off. So now he was supposed to start on this other thing we're recording now. And he's just leaving his parents' house. So he just left us all hanging anyway. So that's Seth. Everybody, you're seeing behind the scenes what we deal with the logistics of dealing with an eccentric genius billionaire who answers to no one except himself.
We'll just have to save the question for when we do the other show.
Okay. Well, he may call back. I did text him to call us live on air if he can. So we'll see. He may also be avoiding me because every time he calls me this time of year, I assign him something that he doesn't want to do. So, so as far as I thought it gave, my favorite part, I liked that his name was Seth. I thought that was fun. And that alone for me with how I was enjoying the movie, I was like, I'm all in, but let's move on to the next segment. I'm calling the corny cornstalk moment. What was your least favorite or most ridiculous moment? Something that completely pulled you out of the story or maybe was unintentionally funny. Ladies and gentlemen, live on air, we've got Cousin Seth calling. Hold on one second. We're breaking in live on air. I hope this isn't a farcical call where he says something indicative of a certain radio talk show. Cousin Seth, you are live. Give us an update. Where are you, Seth?
Oh,
can you guys hear?
That I can answer.
Yeah.
I am just got back to my house.
Very nice. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm about to go and set up some stuff so we can record something.
Okay. Now I don't think you won't be able to hear Joe and Lee, but Joe had a question for you. Joe, do you want to relay it to me, and then I'll ask Seth? This is very exciting.
Let Lee ask it.
Okay, Lee, you have a question for him.
So this is the 30 seconds of Seth. We want to know, Seth, how do you grow a big one?
Okay, Seth, Cousin
Yes,
Lee.
I heard nothing.
Oh, okay. He has a question. 30 seconds of Seth, and then we'll let you go set up for the next show. How do you grow the big one?
Well, let's see. You want to start by going real deep.
Oh no, this is going terribly wrong.
So you got your quality seeds are a must. Obviously, good soil. But you want to really get that seed down in there and make sure it's next.
Well, Seth, you made it 30 seconds. I don't even know. That's about all I could take with that. Well, you can listen back. We did learn how to actually grow a pumpkin. Joe grows pumpkins. Did you know that, Seth?
Does he really?
Yeah, like he actually grew a big one. He grew like a 60-pounder one year. This year, he just shows a 40-pounder, Seth, that he lifted like he was Atlas. It was amazing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like 2 fingers he lifted this thing. It was really cool. So
there's so many layers to Joe. It's like we're finding out all this stuff and it just slowly seeps out.
Now he's doing curls with it, Seth. Yeah, you're right. I know. Who knew he was a farmer? And to give you an update, his hair is looking perfect. He's on the big screen now, Seth. It's combed again north to south, as you like it, Seth. There's a little bit coming down at the beginning, almost like a Superman kind of curl, Christopher Reeve style he's going with, and a Hawaiian shirt. So if he doesn't change before the next episode, you'll really enjoy it, I think, Seth. So that's the update for you. That's way more important.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice, right? And before we get off everything, where you were at your folks' house, tell everybody how's Uncle Joel and Aunt Marilyn? They okay?
They're doing great. They had some printer issues that I had to tend to. I'm like, and while I was there, I was getting an earful about some medical issues. I was like, oh, wonderful. It was just like, I'm just tech support today. I don't have any other role.
That is amazing. Well, full recap on Uncle Joel's health coming in another episode, not recorded. So, all right, Seth, we will see you shortly. Thanks.
All right, sounds good.
Seth, out. Okay. That was fascinating, guys. That was great. Audience, what'd you think? That was a lot of fun with the live call. That was first ever live call.
He does know how to grow a big one.
He does. Yes, he does. Yes. Please don't ever ask him that again, Lee. We're going to be demonetized after that. So we're moving right along. Did we go through the least favorite moments yet? Seth always blows my mind, and I forget what happened.
We just started.
Okay.
He called. So my least favorite stuff was in the radio station. The most ridiculous radio show. I don't care who the host is. Listening to her talk about garden stuff and growing pumpkins, it's not exciting. So like the whole and then even like the show that replaced her, like the girl, like you heard it in the background, she goes, well, you should wear pink and then you should wear black, and it's just like it was so cheesy. It was really bad. And then even like when she's on the radio show, she's right next to the guy that has the mixer. They couldn't even put her in her own like studio. Right. She's like crowded in this corner talking in front of a microphone. I mean, I have more room than she does.
I thought it was interesting that in just 2010, it was such a bigger deal having this radio show than it would have been now, 2025, where it's been so democratized and so, anyone can do it. And I thought that was interesting. It seemed very antiquated, or maybe right at the end of that kind of run that someone would have. What's interesting, your least favorite part of the radio show was one of my favorite parts, which was I liked when she got together with all the girls, her friends, and she wanted to talk about like growing pumpkins, and all they did was gossip and stuff. I liked that they kind of curved around and went on a tangent. as you guys can guess. That's kind of what we do here. So Lee, what about you? What was your least favorite or most ridiculous moment?
For me, the most ridiculous for two reasons was the proposal. And, he opens up the box, and then for whatever reason, there's two seeds in there, which I don't know why, but that offended me. What? Just have one. Like
Right.
if you're gonna be dorky, just have one. But he had two, and it just reminded me of like I don't know, like two horse teeth or something. I was like, it doesn't even make sense. So should have had one seed,
Okay.
then get engaged with the ring and go on your way. Two seeds
Right.
is too many.
Cheers to that. Two seeds is too many. That's a good reminder for anyone looking to propose to Lee. One seed only. Joe, did you have something to say? You look like you were.
I actually like that. I thought that was cute at the end. Proposed with the seeds. You need to grow. You need to plant more than one. So yeah. I planted probably 10 seeds, and I had about 4 plants that really took to the ground. So.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. So maybe there was some rhyme and reason behind it.
You plant one seed, that's not enough.
Interesting. Okay. Well, let's get to the number 4, our pumpkin spice verdict. Would you recommend it? And is it worth revisiting each fall, or was one harvest enough? Joe, what do you think here?
I've watched, like I said, I've watched this 8 to 10 times. I say this is a fun movie. I enjoy it. I like Shannon Doherty. I like a movie about big giant pumpkins. I'm all for it. I think people should try to find this one.
Wow. Okay. You heard it here first. He's a big fan. He's watching it every year. He thinks it should be nominated maybe for some awards even. Lee, what are you thinking? Is this one that you would revisit?
You definitely would revisit. I don't think it becomes part of the fall canon, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But I think if it's ever on, absolutely. And if I hadn't seen it in a couple years, I would probably seek it out.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm probably with you. I don't think I'm turning it off if it comes on. I liked it enough. I liked the townspeople. I was pleasantly surprised here. I really was. I ended up enjoying it, and I thought I was going to slug through it. I was kind of annoyed that Joe even asked us to do it. So I take it all back. Now, let's give the final verdict. Out of 5, whatever you want. What do you guys say? Joe, rate us this movie.
I'm going to give this 4 big ones.
4 big ones. And you certainly know how to grow the big ones. That's a lot coming from you, Joe. Wow, that's interesting. Okay. Lee, what about you?
Give it 3.5 pumpkin seeds.
Wow, 3.5 pumpkin seeds. Okay. And I'm going to give it actually a 4 out of 5 amount of time Seth misses the episode start, which is an 80% miss rate. I'm giving it that. Yeah. So I think it was a 4 out of 5 for what it is. And it actually made me excited to watch another fall movie coming up for Hallmark. So we covered it all. The most fascinating part of this whole movie was Joe's background as a farmer. Who knew? A very debonair GQ farmer, Lee. I'm flabbergasted. This is amazing. So,
he contains multitudes.
He really does. Yes, you're a modern day Whitman, Joe. Well, everybody check Joe out, the Christmas Aficionado on YouTube. And you can also find him in his backyard harvesting things, which is really fascinating. I love that. You can check us out, christmascousinspod@gmail.com or at christmascousinspod on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Lee. This was fun.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Yep.